to everybody. I'm just asking, I'm not feeling well, so please help me out with the voice. I want to share with you a very nice idea that I saw yesterday, basically. We have in this week's parasha, we have Abraham Avinu, negotiating with God. Right? Negotiating with God, not to destroy Sodom. And Abraham starts with 50 and he goes down 45. If there are 45 tzaddikim, please don't destroy. If there is 40. And like that he goes down and down until he gets to 10. The Torah tells us, what is interesting is, did Hashem answer his tefillah or not? The answer is, Hashem destroyed the whole city of Sodom. Correct? But then the Torah tells us that when the angels came to Sodom and they stayed by Lot and they saved Lot's life, so Lot is running away from Sodom, and then he tells the angel that is with him, give me a place where to be. And then he chooses a certain place, a small city, and he says, please, this city, don't touch it. This city, have mercy, don't kill this city. And the Torah tells us that the angel says, you know what? You ask it, you got it. I'm not going to destroy it. And the obvious question is, I don't understand it. You have Abraham Avinu being, the greatest tzaddik. He's praying, and Hashem is not ready to answer his prayers. And Lot, Rasha, Kofer Ba'ikar, that we explained that he became the head of the judgment in Sodom. This Rasha is just saying is requesting from the angel, and right away his prayer is getting answered. Where is the logic? Beautiful answer that I saw in the name of Chatzke Levinstein, that he says like this. He says, you know why Lot got answered? Because the angels, they stayed by Lot. And they have an obligation of Hakarat Tov to Lot. They were staying in the house of Lot. They got a place where to stay, a place where to sleep, whatever it was. Say Chachamim, doesn't matter if you don't deserve it. If there is Hakarat Tov, you're getting whatever you request. Rabotai, Hakarat Tov is one of the midot that mostly Am Yisrael has it. The Goyim, what's Hakarat Tov for them? Today they are your friend, tomorrow Halas. For us it's an obligation. Lehakir Tova, like the Mishnah writes in Pirkei Avot. Kol hakofer betovato shel havero. Whoever is not makir tova, whoever is not being thankful to the good that he gets from his friend, so for likfor betovato shel makom. Bar minan, he can be kofer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You want to hear something amazing? The Or HaChaim HaKadosh writes down that when Abraham Avinu came with Sarah, right, by Avimelech, and Avimelech took Sarah, thinking that is the sister of Abraham Avinu. He got a very severe punishment. All of the women couldn't get children, couldn't get pregnant all of the time that Sarah was by Avimelech. Says the Torah that when Avimelech returns Sarah and he realized that Sarah is the wife of Abraham, he says, Ma asita li u'ma hatati lach. Something like that is the pasuk. What you did and which sin I made. Azor HaChaim HaKadosh. Why double language? Ma asita li u'ma hatati lach. Say ma hatati lach. Halas. Which sin I made to you? Why you deserve such a punishment? And that's it. Said the Or HaChaim HaKadosh. Open it in this week's parasha. Unbelievable. Says the Or HaChaim HaKadosh. You know what was the ta'ana of Avimelech? Avimelech said, such a terrible punishment, there is no logic. The only logic is if I am kofer betovato shel havero. If I'm not makir tova. I want to ask you, Abraham, ma asita li? What good thing you made to me that I pay you negative instead of positive? Because only for sins of fui tova, a person can deserve punishments in this world. Can you imagine? How many times there are people that are suffering and they don't even realize that it's because they got good from somebody and he's paying him bad instead of good. And paying bad, Rabotai, is not to make bad things. Someone helped you, even though you have an issue with him. Did you approach him to say thank you? Did you went to him and you told him, Hazak Baruch, you saved me today, whatever? Akarat Tov. I want to tell you, I think I told you this story a long time ago. There was a great rabbi that this week was his yortzeit. His name was the great Rav Shach, Alav Shalom. Rav Shach was a Gadol Ador in our generation. I remember him. He was Rosh Yeshiva of Ponovich. And he was the greatest Chacham. I think he passed away at the age of 110. Something like that. He was genius in Torah. Unbelievable. And he was a leader. He says that when he was in his 80s, one day, he heard that there is a woman, that this woman saved his life when he was a baby. What was the story? The story was that when Rabbi Shach was born, the goyim over there, they were trying to make all type of problems to the Jews. One of those days, the husbands were working, and one of the goyim over there decided to kidnap a child. Who was the child? Was the rabbi. He was 3 years old, playing in the playground, whatever it was. He decided to take up the kid and to kidnap him. The guy takes up the rabbi, the kid, and he runs. And the only one that realized that was another lady. This lady saw how the guy is taking him. She started to yell. She called up all the neighbors, everybody. All the ladies surrounded the guy, and they told him, or you leave the baby and the kid, or we'll beat you up. Ladies, don't mess with ladies. Anyway, that's what he did. And he left the baby, the kid. So years pass. Now the rabbi knew about the story, but who is the lady? He was never told. When he was at the age of, I don't know if it was 80, but maybe, late age of the rabbi. He was already Rosh Yeshiva. They told him, Rabbi, this woman lives, I think it was in Ramat Gan, and she's, the rabbi said, really? He took a taxi. He went all the way to the house of the lady. He knocked at the door. He saw her. They spoke. He thanked her so much. And then the rabbi tells her, I want to tell you something. I want to do something special because I am makir tova to you. You saved my life. What I can do special for you? Do you need money? She said, no, Baruch Hashem, money, I'm good. Health, beracha. Baruch Hashem, listen, Rabbi, I'm already old lady. I'm fine. My sons, my kids, Talmidei Chachamim, all of them. Why can I? Says the rabbi, what is your name? She told her name. Sarah, I don't know what. Sarah, it's not good. What's your last name? The last name? Man. Family, Man. The rabbi said, oh, that's a good name. From now on, I'm going to add to my name an extra name. And the name of the rabbi was Rabbi Elazar Menachem Man Shach. And for years, people didn't know. Man, what is the name Man? Man was Hakarat Tov. For years back, he was a baby, didn't even remember. He's back to make everybody know that these ladies saved the life of the great Rabbi. Rabotai, hakarat hatov, it's an obligation. Hakarat hatov. That's why Chachamim are telling us that when a person melakir tova starts, obviously, in our homes, but especially with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Why, Rabotai, why Hilul Hashem is such a terrible avon? You know why Hilul Hashem is a terrible avon? Because Hilul Hashem is to show to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that you don't care about His kavod. Say, Borei Olam, look how many good things I'm giving you. I gave you today to breathe every second. Your heart is pumping, it's called, yeah? It's moving. You're able to move, you're able to think, you're able to talk and to hear. And that's how you pay me? Say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's the worst sin. That's the worst sin. Hakarat hatov. I want to tell you one more chidush, and with this I'm done. Listen up. Let me just find it over here, Mechina. In the parasha of the week, Mechina. Okay, here it goes. The Torah tells us that Abraham Avinu, after the Brit Milah, right, he was waiting for guests. Borei Olam didn't want him to, but Abraham Avinu wanted to fulfill mitzvot. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu took the sun, and no one was out. And Abraham Avinu was waiting, B'kilyon enayim, waiting if there is any guest passing. And then he found 3 Arabs. They were angels. He didn't know that they were angels. And the Torah tells us all the Mesirut Nefesh that Abraham did, right? Ve'ela bakarat Abraham. Abraham ran by himself to do shechita to the bakar, to the sheep. Rabotai, say Chachamim that Abraham Avinu was the greatest achnasat orchim in history. The greatest machnis orchim. How? Say Chachamim that when he was getting guests, what he was doing was, he was sitting al petach ha'oel. He was sitting at the entrance of the tent. Why? The answer is to make them feel that he is also a guest. He's also a guest. You know, when you go to a family, when you're being invited, so you have the table, and you have in the head of the table the Baal HaBayit. By Abraham Avinu, there was no head of the table. By Abraham Avinu, everybody was a guest, including himself. By the way, the Baba Sani Alav Shalom used to make huge seudot. Every time that he was doing a seudah, Rabotai, every time he was saying to the people, Rabotai, let's say thank you to the Baal HaBayit, to Borei Olam. He's the Baal HaBayit, and me, like all of you, we're all part of the guests of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is the house of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What was the mindset of Achnasat Orchim? Anyway, the Torah tells us that Abraham Avinu did something terrible. What he did? He gave meat with milk. Right? ויקח חמאה וחלב ובין הבקר אשר עשה וייתן לפניהם. He took the milk and he took the meat and he put it in front of them. Many answers. Some of them are saying, oh, you're not checking well. The Pasuk writes, halab first, then basar. But one second, what about the witen lifnehem? He put everything in front of them. Shulchan Aruch writes down, meforash, you're not allowed to have in the same table. If you finish eating milk or cheese, you have to clean up the whole table, clean up your mouth, netilat yadayim. And Abraham Avinu, it's written that he was mekayim all the Torah. Even Aruvet Chumin and Aruvet Avshinin, things that Chachamim established years later. Abraham Avinu was mekayim, was fulfilling it. So how come he gave meat and milk together? Many answers. What? That's the stretch inside the pasuk. I heard a chidush.
I was there.
Unbelievable. Oh, I heard a chidush. Unbelievable. Chidush. There is a book. It's called Sefer HaYetzirah. What is Sefer HaYetzirah? Watch it. Sefer HaYetzirah is the book that Adam HaRishon wrote it. Sefer HaYetzirah, everything is written inside. Even how to make people, it's written inside. The Maharami Prague, that he is known that he had the golem. Golem was a man without neshama, basically. Was a neshama handmade. Was a neshama that was made by the Sefer HaYetzirah. So say Chachamim, Abraham Avinu, he slaughtered 3 sheep. The 3 sheep were created by Abraham Avinu through Sefer HaYetzirah. Who told you that? Says the Pasuk writes, remember the Pasuk, that's the main point. So the Pasuk writes over there, open the Pasuk. You're going to find it. It's a great chidush that he says, Asher Asa. Oh, that's the Pasuk. Asher Asa. What's Asher Asa? That Abraham made. What do you mean Abraham made? Abraham made the bakat. Abraham made the sheep. The answer is yes. Abraham Avinu created the sheep. Those sheep he created throughout Sefer HaYetzirah. And he says, so what? What? So all the surah of the Torah of Basar v'Halav is only when it's called Basar. This wasn't called Basar. This was called Bakar Asher Asa, that he made. Anyway, so say Rav, one of the greatest Mekubalim in our generation, Rabbi Shmueli, writes down, he says that Pat, Borei Olam, gave, not Borei Olam, Abraham Avinu gave Pat. What's Pat? Pat, it's bread. He gave bread to the guests. He says, why he gave bread to the guests? And he says, amazing. He says, according to the Kabbalah, we know that there are negative powers. The greatest negative power, I'm not going to say the name, but it's a name, starts with Lamed and finishes with Taf. And if you need more, Lamed, Yud, Lamed, right? Taf at the end. It's not good to say the name. Anyway, so say Abraham Avinu, all the angels are supposed to eat only things that are Kedusha. Things that are Tum'ah, they don't eat. They're not even eating anything, the angels. Abraham Avinu, he feed them with food. Food have negative and positive. Have Olam Hazeh, but have also Olam Haba, have Kedusha. Say the Pasuk, what did Abraham Avinu? He took the pat and he gave him the food. What do you mean he took the pat? He gave the pat, the bread. Not he took the bread. Say Rabbi Shmueli, you know what's the chidush over here? The gematria of pat, how much it is? 400 and for pat and 80, right? 480. And the name of this power of negative that I just mentioned to you, 480. To teach you what Abraham Avinu did, he took away the tum'ah to be able to feed his guests. Meaning, Rabotai, and that's halakha. When a person is having guests, it's obligated to put all this effort to make the guest feel that it's their own home. You should give them the best piece of bread, the best piece of meat, the best piece of whatever you have, first the guests. And all this we learn from Abraham Avinu. And say Chachamim, in the merit of Achnasat Orchim that Abraham Avinu had, Am Yisrael got paid for years later. When Am Yisrael were out from Egypt, Borei Olam gave them according to how Abraham Avinu had his guests. He ran, Borei Olam make he gave the meat straight. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave meat and food directly to Am Yisrael. Midah keneged midah. Rabotai, let's take advantage. This Shabbat, if you're having guests, great. And if you're not having guests, you always have guests. You have the Malachim. At least to trade good the Malachim. How are you going to trade them good? To have shalom and harmony inside the houses. Right? And throughout that, to get the beracha from the Malachim for the whole entire week. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Hamnei ben Yeshua, Azancot, Baruch Hu,